Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're doing Sunday Comics. Sorry about this, but this is pre-recorded as I have to go to a friend's wedding. So, last week I said I was going to talk about No Man. So this is Tower Comics No Man issue number 2. I found issue number 2 to be a little better than issue number 1. All right, let's start at the beginning. This is a comic company, I think it was started by Wally Wood. Wally Wood was the famous troubled comic book artist. I think he was alcoholic. I think that's what finally killed him. He was the husband of Tatiana Wood, one of my favorite colorists of all time. Supremely talented, and very, very difficult to work for. He was a harsh taskmaster, but he was amazing. Look at this cover. Look at this cover. There's his autograph down here. It says Wood. But amazing talent. I could sing the praises of him. He's just one of those guys that I guess the casual comic book fan doesn't really know him as much, as arrogant as that sounds. But anyway, they started this company, and their flagship title was the Thunder Agents. All right, here's a copy of the Thunder Agents. It lasted 20 issues, and they were double size. So they were 25 cents when all the other comic books were only 12 cents or 15 cents. I don't know the price, but I think they were 12 cents at this point. And they came out in like the mid-60s. They were excellent. The Thunder Agents were like a UN force of superheroes. A mad scientist, like a good guy mad scientist, died, and he had a whole bunch of inventions. He had the dynamo belt. He had the invisibility cloak, and he had this like Mento helmet and speed suit, and they were given to different agents. They were tested rather than giving it to one person. So the powers were spread out among people. So it's all devices. Nobody's like intrinsically strong. Like Superman has the power to fly, or Aquaman has the ability to breathe underwater. So it's all devices. Now, No Man is the exception. He is a device. So what happened was a scientist. He was getting old, and he had an incurable disease. He perfected a way to download his consciousness into a computer. So did he die and just make a computer program that resembled his intelligence? That's for philosophers to decide. I don't know. I tend to think that he's dead. And now there's a computer program that activates in these robot suits. And what's brilliant about it is he can project his consciousness into other bodies. So, like, this body will just fall down unanimated in another one. You see how he has all these different bodies going around? And why is this? Because he has an invisibility cloak. That was one of the devices made by the original scientist. So he has all of these, so he's strong. Although he is stronger, he's more durable than an average human, but he's just wasting his bodies recklessly. He gets a little reckless. That's like his weakness, if you ask me. Plus, he misses being human. All right, let's open up. And, a talking 48-inch monster from outer space for $1. I bet you that's just like a cardboard cutout. Government supplies. Get a machine gun from the government. Axes. Lugers. Look at all of this. What does this say? Army shoes, binoculars, typewriters, rifles. Blanket. Look at this. You could get guns, machetes, bayonets, rucksack. Look at all the stuff that you could get from a comic book back in, let's take a look. What year is this? 1967. It's a different world. The past is a foreign country. So Dynamo versus No Man. And look at that. Dynamo was the breakout character. He was by far the most popular character of the Thunder Agents. He was like the good-looking, tough, strong guy, and I love that blue and white. Such a good color scheme. And then No Man, I love that orange and blue. It just fits. I like to think that he inspired the look for Dr. Manhattan a little bit, like the blue alien race. And then we got John Candy. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like John Candy. So the Thunder Agents, like I said, Thunder is the name of their organization. And what does Thunder stand for? It stands for the Higher United Nations Defense Enforcement Reserves. They just, just like S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever the hell S.H.I.E.L.D. stands for in Marvel Comics, they just shoehorned these accurate. Why? Because the man from U.N.C.L.E., and that kind of stuff was popular at the time. So they made these weird, what are they called? I can't even think, not anachronism, anagram, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. So their bad guys are spiders, scientists, whatever. I can't even think of what spider is. So this guy's leading Spider, and he's talking to John Candy, one of his agents. And of course, you know, you got to be a bald guy in a wheelchair being pushed by a nurse in an outfit. I just love that. And he's talking about these guys actually broke into one of the Thunder. So Nomad has like an assembly line of bodies all over the place. You know, he hides them in various locations so that he's always by a Thunder base. He even has like safe houses with bodies in them, so that they could be animated at the moment. So he just has to think of where to go, and these guys are they're trying to sabotage the bodies. So what happens? They make it into one of the places where Nomad's bodies are, and then they release this gas that like just dissolves all the humans. Like, and what do? They capture one of the bodies, and then this guy is going to project himself into Nomad. So, you know, so look at this. So this guy's they steal a Nomad body. Dynamo comes in because the alarm's going, and he just sees his buddy. He doesn't realize that it's really someone else projecting their consciousness into the body of Nomad. So he's like, hey, buddy, what's up? You know, and then they just start fighting. And he's just a normal human before he activates the belt. So he activates the belt, he shoots him, and then what does he do? This guy, why can't I think of his name? Mold Man or Mockman. That's right. Mockman is he transforms into Dynamo now. So now he looks like Dynamo. So now he's confusing all the Thunder agents. They're all fighting. He's transformed into one of the guys that runs Thunder, and nobody knows what's going on. They're all in chaos now. Like, why? And then the real Dynamo is like, why are they coming after me? They're shooting after me. They're trying to blast me, and now he's hiding, and he takes off his shirt because he's a tough guy. Look at that. Ensure your future with an ICS high school diploma. David Ilya. So yeah, he was from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He's saying, so this was a popular TV show, and I guess he was the sexy second banana in the show. I've never seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Was it any good? What's the name of the guy? Oh, now I can't even think of the name of the lead actor. He was in Superman 3. That's going to drive me nuts. But anyway, let's go back. So now, Len Brown is his name. Len Brown he's like, what's going on? I'm all beat up. They're shooting at me. And then the real Nomad comes out, and they're fighting because he thinks they all think it's an imposter. Like, they're all getting paranoid. Like, because Mockman disguised himself as Nomad. Then he disguised himself as Dynamo. Then he disguised himself as the Thunder agent guy who runs everything. And they don't know who to trust. So now, like, we got to figure it out. I'm the real one. You're the real one. And, this he gets hit with this gas that knocks him out, but he's super dense. And now Thunder agents is chaos. And the mastermind is running away from Nomad in a wheelchair. And what does he do? The Spider agents tell him, take him out. He's about to kill me. So they shoot and they kill both of them. And Nomad that's no big deal because Nomad has a million bodies. And then he's still unconscious, and the real Thunder agents just come in. Poo, 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 poo. And as he's like, I got shot. And this is like such a trope back in the 60s. They act like they don't like the girl, and the girl acts like they don't like him, but they deeply care for each other. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like old-fashioned today. But now that he's mortally wounded, what are we going to do? But the next issue, they'll go back to, like, pretend hating each other. Nomad, in the weird case of the kiss of death. So, these comics are like short stories. They're like 8-page stories. And I think they just pumped out so many of them that they were able to, like, okay, this one stars Nomad. We're going to pull this one out and put it in a Nomad comic. So they had the Thunder agents. They had Dynamo. And then they had Nomad. So those are 3 comics. Then they had, not our Army at War, that's DC, but they had like a war comic, Find the Enemy, I think it was called. I didn't read that one yet. And then they also had Undersea Agent, which I already showcased. I really like the Undersea Agent. But anyway, here's Nomad now beating up these Egyptians with this like this Cleopatra woman over here. Okay, so here the little blurb, the following story, it's like supposed to be a file. So what happens now is this sarcophagus gets brought into a museum, and he's like, wow, check this out. You know, what's going on? You know, they always portray like these security guards as like bumbling oafs. And here's a woman who's a body found dead. Oh no, what's going on? Another person's found dead. All these people that run the museum are being found dead, and that not only are they found dead, but they have like smiles on their face. So they're dead with smiles on their face. Why is that? What's going on? So they call up Nomad. He goes, look at this bizarre car, and I love this. He's driving. If he has the cloak, that's like the visual giveaway that he is the actual Nomad, you know, or the active Nomad. If he doesn't have the cloak, then that means it's an inactive body. So we got Nomad driving the car, and then here's an inactive spare body in the background. He shows up. Look, the guy looks happy. He's got a smile, and now he's being attacked by goons. Is the only way to describe it. So a bunch of goons take him out, and then can you see her? She's like, kill him, dispose him quickly, my slaves. Look at that. I don't know, find that. They just hold him down. He's got this knife. So what's he do? Too many of these weirdos have got me pinned, so I can't turn invisible. Better switch. So now that's the thing. If he switches, he abandons his invisibility cloak. He only has one invisibility cloak. So he has to be careful when he switches where he is. Like if he's jumping into an active volcano, he's going to ruin his invisibility cloak. So now the spare body comes running out, and they're like, what? Another one. Yeah, he lives again, but we just slew him. Gamel, Yomar, delay him. I command you. I must escape. Yes, mistress. So now she escapes. He beats up all the goons, and he sees the van driving away. He's like, what's going on? So now he has no man. He recovers his cape, and yes, this woman comes in. Mac didn't exaggerate. In walked the startling beauty from slightly foreign cast. Her eyes, her most striking features were deep, dark pools of incredibly ancient wisdom that welded in an almost hypnotic pattern. No man? Yes. I am an Egyptian princess, Ankara. I am descendant of she whose mummy was recently stolen. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on. My own life has been in grave danger since the theft, but I cannot speak about it here. You must come with me at my home, where I'll show you proof. Well, okay. You know, Nomad, you know, that's like one of his weaknesses. He's always talking about how he misses, like, you know, human touch, contact, you know, beautiful women and stuff. So now he's driving her. He's got a more normal looking car. Look at this home that she lives in. And she's like, let me just, you know, I must change. Please wait here. My return. She comes back. Ta-da! But you're the one, the killer. Yes, but now you'll tell me. She has the power to hypnotize with his eyes. And she goes, and now my kiss is the kiss of death. You know, so that's why they all died with smiles on their face. The beautiful, hypnotic Princess Ankara of ancient Egypt kissed them, and she died. He's like, you're alive. He's like, yeah, because I'm an android. So these guys come out with swords. He turns invisible. Now, I liked, in Marvel, they always did, like, the invisible woman had, the dots. But this, they just draw the outline and don't color it in. I kind of like that better. To me, that's a better effect than the, you know, the white dots, and then they leave it, like, white. So I don't know. It makes it look more noticeable. This looks really good. They, you know, kind of looks invisible, but they have to draw the line so us, the reader, see what's going on. And he beats them all up, and then she's like, "What's going on?" And what's going on? So she's a beautiful vein back in ancient Egypt, and she's starting to notice wrinkles, and she's like, I can't have wrinkles. I can't get old. So she goes to this ancient sorcerer, and he's like, drink this potion, and you'll never get old. And he's like, what I've done, I must tell you. We know the spirit leaves the body by the mouth. My rituals have enabled you to draw forth and capture a man's means of life force by a kiss. His vital spark will be absorbed by your soul and revitalize your body, leaving him naturally lifeless. You must do this once each day or die. Also, if ever the kiss fails, you die. This is the price of which I spoke. So she's like a vampire, but even worse. Like, I don't know. In vampire lore, does a vampire have? Vampire doesn't have to kill every day. A vampire just has to drink blood every day. Like I know in Anne Rice's interview with the vampire, they had humans that were like, you know, would willingly give their blood to the vampire. Like they implied that it was like pleasurable to be drained by a vampire. So some people would willingly do it. And then so others would do it with the hopes that the vampire would turn them into a vampire later on. But anyway, I digress. But so my point being is that even vampires don't have to kill every day. You know, that I don't know. I take a lot of my vampire lore from the early books of Anne Rice. I almost said Ayn Rand. I really did. I liked them all. I read them all. I'm all up to date on all the vampire books. But geez, the last couple of books, it read like fan fiction. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I liked Prince Lestat. To me, was the end. That could have been the end of them all. And then Prince Lestat and the Kingdom of Atlantis and Replamoids. I don't know. It just drove me nuts. I'm not even going to explain what Replamoids are. But anyway. So she's like, oh, I have this power. So the first thing she does is kiss the old sorcerer. Da-da-da. And she's like, look at me, I'm beautiful. So she has to kill every day. And the day that she doesn't kill, she dies. So now she's got a cult of worshippers. People like throw themselves at her because she's like super hot. And now other people like, they're sick and tired of her nonsense. So they're going to punish her. You know, and she's just like, no, I'm a princess. You know, they never really say like, how is she a princess? But then, oh yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they come in, and then she does like, she takes a potion to put her into suspended animation. So she's tricking them all into thinking that she's dead. Her followers bandage her up without doing the what's that called? Not, why can't I think of the word? Embalming. And they leave her, and now she wakes up when the stupid security guard bumped into it, and she's going around kissing everybody. And here she is. She's laying down. What is she doing here? So I learned of your android body. Oh, so she was creating an android body. She wanted to download her consciousness into a female android body, you know, and live forever. And he's like, but it's too late. I kissed somebody, and the kiss didn't kill, so now I'm going to die. And here she comes out. Look at that. You know, she's withering now. She's withering, and she turns to ash. And then he's just like, oh, look at, you know, I could have had an immortal girlfriend. I love this drawing. Subscribe. How much was the subscription? 6 giant side action-filled issues for only $1.25. But too bad, because there was only 4 issues. New hypnotism over here. How to hypnotize people. Let's face it. As a kid, I was like kind of fascinated with hypnotism. You know, I thought it was just like you wave the necklace back and forth, and then people like have to obey your commands, like do my homework, you know. And here's Lightning. Lightning I really like. Lightning started out as Guy. Oh geez, I can't remember his real name, but it was a Guy something, Guy Manley or some jerky name like that. And what he was a leader of like the Thunder Agents human squad. So like, you know, not everybody in Thunder has these powers. They have like a regular troopers, regular agents, and he like ran the Thunder Squad with Kitty and Egghead and Weed and all these guys. And then he got promoted to becoming a powered agent. So he has a lightning suit, and he wears the suit. He's like the Flash. So you could see he's running around. You know, he's so fast that he could smash iron without damaging his hand. So, you know, the momentum from his fist transfers this kinetic energy, and it's, you know, whatever. Like he's so fast that he could knock boulders. You know, it's kind of unrealistic. But his metabolism gets speed up, so his lifespan gets shorter and shorter and shorter the more he uses his super speed. So it's a death sentence to wear the lightning suit. Although, so far I'm up to issue. I'm up to issue. Geez, this is the next one I gotta read. Issue 14, and he hasn't died yet. He doesn't even look old yet. So I wonder if they forgot about it. Kind of like Spawn. If anybody watched read Todd McFarlane's Spawn, you know, Spawn was supposed to be a limited character because he had that meter before he would go bad, and then they just abandoned the meter. I thought that meter was like brilliant, like, oh, he's like super powerful, but if he draws more power from hell, he gets more and more corrupt. It's kind of like the One Ring. The more you use the power, the more corrupt you get. But then they got rid of it. First they found ways to reset it, and then they got rid of it. So they're trying to, you know, the Spider agents are always trying to kill the Thunder. It's you know. So they're finding him over here, and I love this. He's running. He's going to go to his hometown, and they shoot a dart at him. But you're not going to get him with a dart. But they knew that, so the dart exploded. Try dodging an explosion, which always made me think, like, you want to beat Batman? Throw grenades at him. What is Batman gonna do to grenades? You know, just you know, get maybe, you know, you're not gonna shoot him because he'll dodge or whatever, but dodge out of the way of a fragmentation grenade. It ain't gonna happen. so that's what they do to Lightning. The guy could run out of the way, just throw a series of explosions, and that's what they do. They take him out. So now he's in the hospital, and this is like the sitcom issue. He's got amnesia, you know, stuff that only happens in sitcoms and comic books. Amnesia. So, you know, he doesn't know who he is. And why is this important? Because he stumbled upon a secret base for Spider. So, like, we need the information, you know, and it could be anywhere because he's so fast. He could be anywhere. So everybody's worried about this. And this guy's a Spider agent. Oh, this guy's a Spider agent. I pointed to the wrong guy. The guy who works at the ice cream parlor where they all hang out. So this is Kitten. She's one of the regular human non-powered agents. And this is Weed, who's kind of mad. He wanted to be a powered agent, but they never gave him the chance. So, you know, and then when they finally he wore a costume, and I think he wore the dynamo out for a while, and he kind of messed up. So this guy's listening to this. He's like, oh, you know, Lightning is in the hospital, Guy's in the hospital, and he has amnesia. So it's like, you know, if we want to kill him, now is the time, because he doesn't know anything. He has amnesia. I heard this. So now they're like, okay, we brought flowers for him. Like that's gonna work. A bunch of guys, they don't know who he is. A super powered agent, you know, of like the highest order, and guys just walk in with flowers. And of course, the flowers have gas, and it instantly kills these two cops. You know, I don't know. A lot of normal people die in Thunder. Oh my God! In these Thunder Agent comics, a lot of people died. Dingy white teeth made radiant white. Okay, that's cool. A frontier cabin. I know what this is. This is just a cardboard. It's like a big paper house. And the Hypno coin. You guys want a Hypno coin? We'll hypnotize people. Here we go. Get a Hypno coin. So he's just like, I don't know what's going on, but he smells gas, and it smells familiar because it was the same kind of gas they used on him before, but he was able to outrun the gas. He puts on his suit, and look at this. These flying guys have just bust in. He's like, huh? He's like, oh, he's got the suit on. I thought he had amnesia. Well, he's got that selective amnesia. He still remembers that he's Lightning. He still remembers how to use his powers. He still remembers, you know, but he doesn't remember like 24 hours before the accident. So, you know, so he doesn't know where the base is. So now he's like, oh, look, super speed. He beats them all up. Lightning. I like that. He's just clanking their heads. He's spinning them around, clanking their heads together. And when they open the door, he passes out now from the exertion. And then when he wakes up, he remembers where he was. He remembers everything. So that's what he needed to do. Another traumatic incident to knock him out. And he knocked himself out from spinning around too much. It's not the best story. And he's like, okay, I remember where I was. So now they show up at the Spider base, but he's all beat up. He can't do anything. He's in a Xavier wheelchair. Thunder Agents. What issue is this? Issue 11. So these are the regular guys. This is the team of this was Guy before he became Lightning. This is Weed, Kitten, and no, that's Weed. I forget that guy's name. And they're all riding on Dynamo. Yeah, here's the other comic. You are there. You are ready to find the enemy, fix the enemy, fight the enemy. I got a set of these. I haven't read them yet. It's war comic. I wonder if they're tied into a Thunder Agent. And here we got the first issue of Dynamo. Is that the first issue? Oh no, this is the third issue. Okay, and here we have No Man in Target. No Man. And notice that there's no credits. There's no credits in these. And I tried to look up who actually do. I know the first this was Dick Ayers and Wally Wood, but I don't know who drew the rest of these. So here we got like this typical scientist looking guy running away, and he turns invisible. Why? Because that's No Man. It's a cool little effect that No Man has with his abilities, is that he could build bodies that resemble other people. So he sometimes he could, you know, he could make a John F. Kennedy body and then act as John F. Kennedy's bodyguard, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So this is he's looking like this guy. So now we're gonna cut back in time. Okay, to how much do they know? Spider, they were gonna kill. He disguised himself as a scientist so that the scientist would be protected. No Man is just like, okay, we're gonna go and bodyguard again. And now his sorry miss, beg your pardon. So this is No Man in disguise again, bumps into this woman. He's like, somebody's gonna try to kill me, you know. So the real scientist is in a safe house someplace, and he's just laying there waiting for these waiting for the assassin. Guy comes in the window and boom, he gets shot. It's the woman. So the woman that he bumped into, turns out she's a CIA agent, and she's there also to protect him, but she didn't know. She doesn't know it's No Man, and he didn't know the CIA was out to protect. So, you know, it's one of those like, who are you? I don't know who you are, you know. So he's got to act like the scientist, but now the cover's blown. She protected him, so he's like, oh, what am I going to do? Now I got the CIA following me around. So he's trying to dodge the CIA, and she's, you know, being seductive. She's not interested in him. She's pretending to be interested in him. She's a spy. And look at this goofball, just grabs her, and now he's like, what's going on? You know, and he's wondering where the sexy CIA agent is, and he sprays him with poison gas, but it doesn't kill him because he's No Man. What's he do? He abandons this body. There was a No Man body in the closet with the invisibility cloak, and he's just sitting in the car. This guy is taking him to the I almost said Shield, taking him to the Spider headquarters, and he's just checking out. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, nobody would have seen this. And here's this big brute. It goes in. Look at this guy. He's got the pointy ears. This is Master. What's his name? He must be the big cheese in this ratty organization. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Doesn't even look human, you know. And that's another thing. There are non-human races. They call themselves the warlords. They're underdwellers, you know, like a mole race of people, and every one of them is evil, you know, except for one. I think that might even be in this issue. But anyway, let's. So he's watching this. He's gonna inject people. He's gonna kill people. Oh yeah, the CIA agent. What is this? Polaris? A Polaris nuclear submarine. Okay. Wouldn't it be funny if it really was? And nobody bought it. You know, that would be funny. You could get a real Polaris submarine. So they're going to kill the CIA agent, but No Man's invisible, and he's like, what's going on? You know, that must be really weird to get beat up by an invisible person. So he's punching this guy who's like invincible. He's like, man, he must be made out of concrete. And here comes the Master. You know, he's got a mask on his face. So what they were doing is they were trying to get the scientist, because the scientist had the ability to revive the Master. And the scientist was horrified at the idea of reviving the Master. He was working on this solution to bring people out of like a suspended animation, but he didn't know who he was bringing out of it. So here is the person, and he, you know, they're like, okay, who are you? Who are you? And he's just like, I'm not working for that man. That man is worse than the devil. And he throws the mole-looking guy into machines. It explodes, killing everybody. And he sees the Master. He chokes out and kills the Master. Da-da-da. It was Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. No Man. A quick change of mind. Thunder Agent. No Man. Look at this. A lot of green. I kind of like that. Judy, is that you? You're back a bit early. Did you and Lex have a good time? Judy, good grief, who are you, bonk? And I love this guy. He just comes walking down the street, you know, carrying the body, you know, and he throws them into these science fiction labs. And what's he going to do? The Master's mind has served me well. With it, Robo was able to construct the basis for my ultimate weapon, but now I have to further use for the thermodynamics mind. Now I will use the mind of it. So this guy, this mad scientist, what he does is he downloads the expertise of people into his mind to use their abilities. And this is a robot. So this guy is Robo. He's a big human-looking robot. And he goes out and he captures scientists so that this guy, this mad scientist, could download their expertise. So here's the last guy that he used. Okay, and now the next scientist. So now he wakes up with amnesia. What's going on? They nice couple. He's like, where were you? I don't know where I was. And Nomad's like, we could predict. So far, 4 different scientists. One was a biologist. One was a robot expert. One was a rocket scientist. They all had the same story. They all found wandering the woods, but no. So we predict this next person's going to be. So Nomad is going to disguise himself as that guy. So here's the scientist that is going to disguise. Nomad builds a body that looks like him, and he's just waiting. And here comes Robo. You get some different stamps. Haunted House of Mystery Bank. Astronaut tough. Friend, can you risk a dime? That's, I don't know. I was going to make a joke. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't feel, I'm not feeling it today. All right. So they just like, look at him. He's working too long. They don't realize that it's really no man. And here comes Robo. He's just knocking over trees. And what's going on? They're going for a drive. You know, they're getting out of here. And he's just sitting there waiting to get captured. And here comes No Man. And boom, he just beats him and captures him. And they weren't supposed to see this. So now they're gonna try to save him. Little kink in the process. So they're bringing the body in, but here's the twist. So now they're gonna download his expertise. But it's not working. Why? Because it's just an empty Android shell. So here comes the real people, and Nomad just comes in another body. So they come in a Nomad body. Nomad gets incapacitated, so he shifts his intelligence back into the empty replicate body of the scientist and starts beating the crap out of everybody. And he's just like, what do I do? What do I do? They shoot him, and his master gets killed, and he just goes off and he doesn't know what to do. He's got to protect his master. That's what he's programmed to do. And his kitten just yelling at, you're getting reckless. You know, you're taking too many risks with your body. So there you go. This was No Man number 2. I always find difficulty saying that. I know this is kind of a lame for Sunday Comics because you know, I'm used to interacting and talking, but I'm sorry, I got a wedding to go to, and the wedding, we got to be there at 10 a.m. in the morning, you know. So I got to get up at the crack of dawn and start driving. So I can't even shift Sunday Comics to make it even earlier. But I don't know. So what do you guys think of this? I find these to be charming, and I'm rereading. Well, I'm not rereading. I'm reading all of these Thunder Agent comics for the first time. I'm up to what did I say I was up to? I'm up to 14 out of 20, and then after that, I read all the other. I read the later issues from other companies, but I never got the original ones because these well, they're not. I don't know, they're like $20 a piece. But I went into a comic book store, Montesee Comics. It was in Queens. And I went in there a few times. And then one day I just went in there and they had boxes and boxes of comics just on the floor. They had them on tables. They had them under the tables, on the floor, everywhere. And I was like, what's going on? They said, we're going out of business. Everything is $1. Oh, you better believe I was crawling through these boxes. And, you know, most of the comics I had, it's always like 90s comics. You know, they always have 90s comics. And you know, I have all of those. I don't particularly, you know, I'm not going to buy cop doubles unless it's like, I hate to say it because I sound like a speculator, but unless it's something like super expensive, I'm not going to buy more and more 90s comics. I got enough. So I got Thunder Agents. They were $1 each. So I think I was missing 4 or 5. That's it out of all the original 20. So I just had to buy 5 copies, and I got caught up on Thunder Agents, and now I'm reading them all. About time, you know. That was about 3 or 4 years ago when I bought them all. That's how many back issues I have, that it took me that long to get up to Thunder Agent. I guess, you know, first world problems, right? Too many comic books. But I like these. These are fun. I don't know. Are they public domain? I don't think so. I think I asked that before last time I talked about the Thunder Agents, and somebody told me that they were not. I think it was Bucky 749. I think he explained to me who owned them, but I can't remember anything anymore, so I forget. Like, I can remember old information, new information. It's the same as not telling me, but there you go. I guess I'm stopping now. I'll just keep talking. You know, when I have interaction, I'll talk longer. But I'll be back next week with a regular Sunday comics. I don't have anything planned. Sorry about this. I'll be back Monday with another video. Somebody requested Cobalt Blue. I think it was Jeff Hatcher requested it, so I'll make that my Monday video. Okay? Thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow with another video.